Hi everyone. Hi guys. My name is Emmanuel Ibaneta, and I have we're live now. I see a lot of comments here. My name is Emmanuel Ibaneta, and I lead marketing for West Africa, and I have my colleague here, Oluwaseun. Oluwaseun leads growth for P2P. And basically, this webinar is to um, show a step-by-step approach on how you can become a merchant and also how you can explore the opportunities to become a P2P merchant. Sean, who is the expert here, will basically explain step-by-step approach on how to do this and also how to leverage on the fact that you are a Binance and you can also earn in the crypto industry. Sean, the table is yours now if you want to start.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking time out to join this webinar today. We hope to try and make it as enlightening and educative as much as possible. Yeah, I assume that a lot of you here, I want to assume that we don't have only experts here and we have people that who are extremely new to cryptocurrency and of course new to Binance, the exchange platform, the number one exchange platform around the world. We are the number one P2P marketplace, and it's really a pleasure to have you here. Um, One of the things we would like to do before we jump straight into letting you know how to become a merchant, for benefit of the doubt, of course, those that would not do not already understand or know what P2 Binance P2P is and what we do there and why they should be on Binance P2P and all. We'll try to do a quick and a brief introduction to let you know Binance P2P. Like I said, we are the number one P2P marketplace around the world. Now, the first thing that you should know on why you should become or you should come on Binance P2P is the fact that we have the biggest liquidity. Our liquidity is number one around the world. We have more than which is the contributors to this are more than 50,000 verified merchants we currently have. Of course, you can see how we are actively trying to acquire more merchants or get all my merchants on board. We have 50% of the market share, of course, and on our platform, we pride in completing more than 20,000 transactions on a daily basis. You can be one of those. We work every day to improve this, to ensure that you have a very good user experience. And this has been the reason why we have been able to grow to this level. And we are growing. And some of these numbers are not exact, some of them are quite conservative or conservatively presented. But just to let you know how huge Binance P2P is doing and why you should not think twice before coming on board. Now, for those, just like I was saying, a lot of questions crossing your mind right now. A lot of maybe there are users here who do not even know what is P2P. P2P is peer-to-peer transaction, that is user-to-user transaction. And you are wondering, how does this work? How do these people ensure my safety? You have funds, you want to buy crypto assets. There's somebody at the other end of your system. Of course, this is a platform. We are very much technology driven, and you want to do transaction with one person who you cannot see, but then that is one of the key roles that Binance play in all of these. We ensure that you are able to complete your transaction with your partner or with the peer that you are being paired with or you select to trade with. Ensure your safety while doing this. How do we achieve this? We provide pretty much what we call an escrow service. So we call it the marketplace. So let's liken it to a regular market. When you get to the market, you have your fund or your money, and you want to buy something, goods and services. Because that person is right before you physically, you can be sure that once I hand over my money to you, I get the commodity I want to trade. But what we do at Binance P2P is basically and pretty much a technology driven platform And how do we ensure safety? We come in as a third person, somebody that stands in the middle of your transaction, whereby rather than, since there is no direct, you are not able to do a physical exchange of funds and commodity, we provide an escrow service as the middleman, where what do we ensure? We ensure that the person that has an asset or a commodity, just for the, to make it, to simplify it to you, not using a crypto asset, someone that has a commodity that wants to sell, we collect the commodity and keep it within our safe, which is basically what is called the escrow service. And we encourage the buyer who has fund that want to get your commodity, which in this instance is your crypto asset, depending on what asset you want to buy, a stable asset, or a coin, or a normal coin. Yes, so we keep the asset safe. We encourage the buyer to pay to you. Once you confirm that you have received payment, then we release your asset. If you do not confirm that you have received payment, your asset stay safe with us. And peradventure, we may, if there is need and maybe that transaction is not completed, you get your asset back. And that is how we are able to ensure your safety through our escrow service. The buyer places an order to buy crypto. The seller's crypto is transferred automatically. Now, this happens automatically. It is not within the control of the seller. It is being escrowed within our own platform, which is very, very safe. You confirm your payment. Transaction is done via bank transfer. You confirm the payment. Once you confirm receipt of the payment, we release asset to the person that has paid you. And that's how simple it is. But I can tell you that this simple thing I've just explained is supported with the highest level technology to ensure your safety, as long as your transaction is limited within the Binance P2P. Now, I've mentioned that it depends on what you want to buy. We have different types of assets. You can trade in different currencies also. So what you call your your local currency, which we call fiat in this industry. So you could have naira, you could have cedis, you could have shilling, you could have any currency across the world. We have more than, you are able to trade as much as possible currencies on our platform. And of course, we also understand that limitation and the differences that occurs and that exist within different environment and economy. And that's why we constantly improve on our platform to make sure that you have your most preferred payment method. So in different countries across Africa, there are some people who prefer to do transaction via normal banking transfer, bank to bank transfer. Some of you out there may choose to go through maybe a payment infrastructure, maybe a wallet. Some will even have mobile money technology, very well accepted within Africa and some other part of the world. And so these are all different types of payment method. And so what do? We go around and do our own scrutiny and checks on all of this platform, and we bring together the most reliable and the safest payment method on the platform to ensure that you are able to seamlessly execute or complete transaction with your counterpart, regardless of wherever they are, within your country, around your region, or around the world. Also, once you come on our platform, you just need to look around, and I'm sure you're going to find your most preferred payment method there. I was talking about different fiat currencies, which you all probably know as the local money from the local balance. We call them fiat currencies, and you can see the images here. You can see naira, you can see pounds, you can see dollars, you can see. So depending on whatever fiat currency you have, we have over 100 fiat currency. We support over 100 currencies currently on our platform, and these are one of the reasons why you should not think twice again and make that decision to join the Binance P2P. Now, another thing that is unique now is our fees. We ensure that we charge you 0% fees on all of your transaction. If you are just coming on the platform to buy and sell, you are not having to pay us anything. We have provided the platform for you basically to increase the freedom of money around the world. Our mission, that takes us to our mission, because you'll be wondering, why do we want to do, why have we provided all of those things? We are providing 0% fees. We are providing over 700 payment methods, supporting over 100 cryptocurrencies, fiat currencies rather. Yet we say we do not charge any fees. It's because of our mission. Our mission is to ensure and help you execute transaction in the most cheapest possible manner, at the speed of light, and the most safest, and also making ourselves the safest environment for you to run transactions. So zero taker fee, lowest maker fees, best price in the market. These are the things we pride in. You can go around, you see that around your region, if you have to do crypto exchange, Binance continue to offer you the lowest fees as a taker who is a buyer, lowest fee as a seller, someone that has posted an advertisement that wants to sell, and our price are extremely competitive, and of course usually the best in the market. Now, fastest transaction. Now, we have talked about escrow services and all of that. Now, and also providing all forms of payment method. The whole essence of giving you this variety is to able to um, ensure that you have the platform or the payment method you trust mostly, based on your experience as a local player or a trader, to ensure that you have your preferred payment method and which other wallet or payment method that you think works best for you. And that helps you to ensure that your trades are being executed in the speed of light. Now, peradventure, anything comes up. Now, we also have a dispute. We also expect that we have a time limit where we expect transactions to be completed. And what it means is that if your counterpart, for instance, the counterparty in the transaction do not complete transaction within a certain timeline, it automatically goes into an appeal process where we want to know what is going on. Is this counterpart no longer interested in this transaction? Rather than the person wasting your time, we could quickly come into it and try to resolve the situation. Our whole motive on this is to ensure that you are able to complete and execute your trade in the shortest possible time. Now, in terms of safety, we are continuing beyond. So the escrow service just sounds like a word, right? But then there are so many technology implementation and deployment that is going on the back end to continue to ensure your safety as a user of our platform. And these are the things that guides and leads what we do. And if you see in all of these three missions, none of them is basically talking about us, but then they are focusing on you. So it means that everything we are doing, we are mostly driven by ensuring that you are satisfied in every touch point and experience you have on our platforms. Now we have different use cases. I don't know why you would like to. I don't know what has interested you mostly um, in crypto exchange, but on Binance P2P, there are different use cases. It serves as gateway, fiat gateway. When I say fiat gateway, entry point for you to put in your money to be able to purchase an asset. So you have your cash, for instance, you want to buy perhaps a stable coin, maybe USDT. The P2P is the first and easiest gateway for you into that platform. And maybe you are a miner also that is already part of the of mining of crypto and all that. You could also use the P2P to exchange your crypto asset to cash or to your local currency, which is fiat. Now, the next one is an opportunity for you to earn and make profit. This is most interesting. I'm going to try, because this is supposed to be as educational as possible. I will not try to be highly technical. I will try to break it down to you. Um, in the normal supply chain, we have the consumer, retailer, wholesaler, and of course the producer. Now, the more, whatever level in that channel that you are in, determines your potential profit. If you are just a retailer that sells to the consumer, because you are just selling to few people, there is limit to the profit you can make. Now imagine you have capacity to buy as much as possible, and then consumer directly can come to you, while retailers can come to you as well. Two, you are so what are the things you benefit from that? You have more users coming to you, or more potential people coming to you, so that is volume. Now the more volume you sell, the higher your profit. That's one. The other one is you are also able to you're also able to sell to people, retailers that will go ahead and sell to other people. Now, let's go back to you having to buy from maybe a manufacturer. The discount that manufacturer gives to a retailer is definitely lower than the discount, higher than the discount an wholesaler will get. And this is the whole essence of making profit. Your financial capacity and your ability to be consistent in your trading activities also helps you to earn as much as possible profit. So these are the use cases. We have people within Africa and around the world who basically rely heavily on P2P transaction as a way of making daily income, either as passive income or as their sole and main source of income. So depending on your capacity, in terms of financial capacity, and also the time you are able to commit to this. But of course, because it's a P2P marketplace, you have room to operate in different capacity depending on how it may suit you. Now, now taking us to why we are here. We said we wanted to teach you or let you know how to become a merchant on P2P. And a number of people will be wondering, who are merchants and why are they so important? P2P merchants play a very key role in providing liquidity on the Binance P2P marketplace. They can enjoy more benefit and earn revenue from providing fiat currency payment solution on our P2P platform. Now, at the beginning of this slide, when I was introducing you to the P2P, Binance P2P, I made mention of liquidity. I made mention of the number or the volume of merchants we have on our platform, and also the number of transactions we are able to do. Now, you should be asking yourself, why do these people um, why do these people um, stay or stick with Binance, and they on a daily basis complete over 20,000 transactions? You should be asking that what is the take for them, or what is the need for them? Yeah, they provide liquidity, but it is not just them being not just about providing liquidity, but it of course comes with some benefit which regular users do not enjoy. We agree and we accept as a platform that our merchants play a very key role in providing liquidity. But then, what are the benefits? They are able to earn more revenue and also enjoy some other benefits from Binance, as it were. Now, what are these benefits? They enjoy industry leading security and dedicated customer support. As a merchant Binance, as a merchant on Binance, we do not just we extend a level of security to your activities, and one of the ways we help you to do this is we provide you a merchant platform which allows you to monitor and track all of your transactions. It gives you some convenience, ease of trading and monitoring your transaction compared to all other regular users. And beyond that is the dedicated customer support you are able to enjoy. We have a set of dispute analysts who are 100 or they are 24 hours, 7 days in a week available to support you. If you ever have any questions, or you ever run into a counterpart that is probably delaying the speed of completion of your transaction. So our customer support team and our dispute analysts are always and readily available to support you, and this is exclusive to our merchants. Now we also come up with different promotional activities. Now, if you have been monitoring and you've been following some of our regular announcements, you see that from time to time we come up with special marketing activities or promotions that are targeted only for the benefit of the merchants. And those are the points where you start worrying, why is this person a merchant? And why can't I be a merchant? Why can't I be a beneficiary of this particular special promo? Now, the opportunity has come to you, and that's why we are making a deliberate effort to reach out to you and also let you know what you stand to gain, and why you should become a merchant on Binance P2P. I had made mention of the payment method already. But of course, as a merchant, there's this flexibility. You are able to add up to 5 different payment methods, and you can always choose at different points in time which one you would like to, which one you want to make your preferred payment method at a particular time, at a particular point in time, depending on the advertisement you have placed, you have made available. Now, another thing is advanced tooling. I had made mention of the merchant portal that we're going to provide to you. And of course, if you are very familiar with the Binance platform, P2P platform, you see that oftentimes when you're trying to look through the market, you see that there are people with a yellow tick mark. Those are verified merchants. And now you should be wondering, why would Binance choose to give some people a verified a tick mark, like marking them to, there's this yellow mark you see right against their name. What are we trying to do? We are trying to say to the general public that these people have proven to be good people and trustworthy people consistently on our platform, and any user that come across people with that verified badges should be happy, and happy and comfortably should be able to deal with them or execute a trade with them without any form of fears and concern. And these are the privileges you enjoy. There are a whole lot of you that must have been executing trade on a day-to-day consistently, but up to now you are not a merchant, and you never really care, or you don't even know why you should become a merchant. And these are the things they are saying to you. Now, being a merchant also on Binance P2P allows you to enjoy lower rates. So if you look closely, and if you have friends that are merchants, or maybe you don't even want to talk to your friends, maybe what you should do is to actually try to apply to become a merchant, and then you can have a first-hand experience of what we mean when we say lower fees rate. So when you post an ad, for instance, it is not the same rate a regular user is being charged in terms of fees that you get charged as a merchant. This is another very good reason for you to become a merchant, because what does that do? You are able to save an additional penny, let me put it that way, which automatically increases your profitability. So it means that it is not enough for you to just trade on Binance P2P, but you can actually increase your profitability on the platform by even becoming a merchant. You increase your earning power, and you can get extra benefit as you continue to trade on a day-to-day basis, and which also includes your buy and sell. You are able to buy and sell with zero fees. Once you are a merchant, once you are buying and selling without posting an ad, you are able to do all of these transactions without fees. Now, the next question is, having said all of this, the things you stand to benefit to become, if you become, and when you decide to become a merchant today, then the next steps I should take you through how to become a merchant. The simple way to become a merchant is you just log into your Binance account, either preferably on the web or whichever way. Log into your Binance account and go to the P2P homepage by clicking on Trade, and then P2P in the main navigation menu. Then you go to the P2P User Center, click on Become a Merchant.
Yeah.
Click on the button that allows you to become a merchant on the top right corner. Then you will just go through the process. Maybe Emmanuel, could you just share your screen at this point?
Yeah.
Uh, so let's have a somewhat live experience for our users.
Yeah, I think I'll just share a blog and you can just walk them through this blog that shows a step by step that and how it will look basically when they come online. I'm putting that up now. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, so if you can see the screen, you will see how it is to basically become a merchant. Just what I was explaining out is what you are seeing being displayed. If you're on your system right now, you can as much as practice what we are doing. Now you would see, you click on it, and from that page, the next thing you are expected.
Can you see that now? Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So you can see from the screen, you can select, and then you go to the P2P, become a merchant, scroll up, Emmanuel. Yeah, so once you click on, then scroll up a bit more, and then you get to this page. Now, this is the page where you complete all, which this is the final stage of your finance of your application. This is the point where you provide an additional verification. Now, remember what I said at the initial stage. For you to get that tick mark, what are we doing? We are basically trying to let everyone that comes to the Binance P2P marketplace to know that this person is a strong user who understands the P2P very well, has done a number of trade and has exhibited the best behavior consistently, and that is why they have the badge, right? And the I was talking about the things we put in place to ensure your safety beyond the escrow service. These are one of the things I was mentioning. Now we go through all of this scrutinization to ensure that users are well scrutinized. Their KYC, which is know your customer. These are users we can say we know them reasonably well before they become a merchant. And these are the things you're also going to go through. But these things are not very tough processes. You just need to get on it, and you see that the requirements are not even beyond your reach. You just need to provide additional information for us to help us to verify the initial information you have given to us in terms of your name and all sorts. We verify your name again, verify your address, and then you put in your application. And one of our team members or our team members across the world, depending on where you are listening from, they review your application and they let you know if you have been successfully approved to become a merchant. We're doing this right now to break the information barrier, to give you as much as possible information you need to be able to become a merchant. And it is only by trying that you can stand a chance to become one. If you do not put in an application, you stand zero chance to become a merchant. But the moment you put in your application, whether you qualify in the first instance or not, at least you get a feedback. You know what exactly you need to do or to improve on in terms of our verification requirements, and then you can in turn reapply when you feel you made the standard. But right now, we are calling for as much as possible people who believe they've traded over time on the platform and would like to become a merchant for to enjoy the benefits I've explained earlier, and above all, to increase your earning power being a P2P trader. I think that's the summary of how it is to become a merchant right now. I don't know if Emmanuel has anything to add. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Yeah, basically, I think you pretty much summed it up. There's so many questions, so many questions. I hope you're ready, Sean. I think it's pretty easy to sign up. I already pinned the link to that shows the step by step on how to basically sign up as a P2P merchant on the comment sections. You can check that if you're just joining in. And if you're just joining in, we're basically discussing how to become a merchant. And this webinar goes across West Africa and across Africa as well to potential merchants in Gambia, in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, in Ghana, in Nigeria, and so much more places here in Africa. Africa is a very large region, over 56 countries, right? I think the blog gives more context to what you need to know as a potential P2P merchant. All right. I think moving on to the next steps, Cheryl, I think I'll be pinning some of the questions that a lot of people have asked. You've answered a few of them. Someone was asking how he can who he can speak to in case he has any kind of dispute. I think you mentioned that we have a large team members that can actually come and fulfill such issues. Also, I'm looking at the questions. I'm going to be pulling out some here that you should answer. Someone is asking how much BUSD do you need before you apply?
Okay, so that's a general question, and usually how we like to respond to that is you have to click on the application link, and you have the information right before you. So the requirement for each market varies, and that's why I can't exactly mention a certain amount of value. Some for some markets, you don't even have to. You don't need a security deposit at this point. I would say that. While in some market is extremely important that you have security deposit. Hey, but maybe I'll just answer the next question just for you
Yeah.
to be that may come from this. The next question would be, why do we, or why do we request for security deposit? Like I had said, your security is most important to us, and one of the things we also try one of the message we try to send to other users when you become a merchant is that this person is somebody you can trust, and we have done more than enough security checks on the person. So security deposit is also one of those ways we ensure security on the platform. So you could have a dispute, a transaction that is ongoing, and we could, based on a number of metrics that we check on our system, and say, hey, we can just release straight to you because we know that we have a security deposit that is well above the worth of the transaction you are currently, somebody is currently trying to appeal, which gives you enough room to resolve that. Now, in the same vein, paraventure, a certain merchant chooses to behave in an unexpected manner. The security deposit is also something that could be used as a leeway to resolve potential dispute. So security deposit is quite important for most of our markets, and that's why we have it there. But the value varies depending on the market in question.
Thank you very much. I think most of the questions are around how much do they need to trade to become merchants and so much more. I'm going to pin a question now, so you just see what I'm saying. Give me a second. Someone's asking, do you need a specific amount of trade before you are accepted as a merchant?
So the same thing. It's so some of those things we are not able to answer specifically, so I would rather answer generic give generic responses. Now recall I had said something that for you to become a merchant, one of the unique requirements is that we want to be able to prove to people that you are someone that understands the Binance platform so well, understands Binance P2P so well. Now what that means is that you have done a good number of trades on the platform, such that people can come on board and check your completion rate against the number of trades you've done either in 30 days or all time. And that gives them a level of confidence, say, oh, this person is a good person based on this. Now, I hope you also know that the metrics you see on Binance P2P, like the volume of trades, are real time data, and also the completion rate. This cannot be manipulated. In fact, we have a lot of metrics and also infrastructure internally that helps us to ensure that these are not no one is able to manipulate this. And these are the things we want to we put out there, and also helps us to justify to you that this so-called merchant that you're seeing with the yellow badge is a tested and trusted user over time and has actually earned the badge in view of their good behavior and performance on the system. So we can't say that it's a particular number of trades. It's a combination of number of trades, completion rate, the volume of transaction you do over a certain period of time that helps us to make this decision.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Sean. I think someone's asking, how do I place ads? I see this question a lot, especially from users. It's saying, must I have a particular amount in my account for the payment transactions? How does one really earn as a P2P merchant?
So how do you place ads? How do you earn as a P2P market merchant? How do you place ads? So the first thing is anyone can place ads, by the way. You don't have to be a merchant to be able to place ads. But then how are you able to earn more? First thing I'd said that as a merchant, the fees you enjoy are lower compare the fees that you are charged on your transaction are lower compared to regular merchants. That is one of the importance of being a merchant, and this is how you start to increase your profitability as a merchant. That's how you are able to earn more compared to regular users. On how to place ads, so I think somebody also asked about, do I need to have a particular amount to be able to place ads? So the whole idea of buying and selling is to make profit, and the little margins are quite very important. So I could buy something for maybe $100, right? It could be a crypto asset. Maybe you buy a USD for $100, and in the next moment you feel that there's a chance for me to sell this USDT in maybe $100.5. Now, those are the ways people make profit on Binance P2P. The little difference, these little margins. Imagine that you are able to sell $200 that you have. Okay, let's assume you have 500 BUSD, for instance, or USDT, for instance. You have 500 USDT, and you choose to start selling them in 50 USDTs in bit. Remember, I made mention of buying whole and selling in bit, either to another person that wants to resell, or somebody that actually needs it to be used for whatever purpose as end user, basically. So let's assume you purchase 500 USDT and you decide to start selling in 50s. Now you may choose to put your ads up as $50.5, or even put $51. Now, if you sell, by the time you sell, complete selling your 500 USDT, let's assume at $51, you would have made $10. Now, guess what? You can actually complete this 10 transaction within a day. So what it means is that by sitting and trading on Binance P2P, you would have been able to make $10, basically because you have bought at a certain time at $500 and you chose to sell it with a very little margin of $1. Some may choose not to even sell as much as one, or add as much as $1. You could have maybe 50 cents. But then what I'm saying is, from the multiple transaction you're doing, you're able to accumulate some margins which would serve as profit for you for the transaction you have done. And that's how people earn on Binance. Can you hear me? I think for some reason Manuel, I think you are muted. We can't hear
Oh,
you. I thought it
sorry. Can
was
you hear me
clearly.
now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. I think someone's asking how much does it need to become a merchant? I think you mentioned that around the security deposit, right? But I think the most important thing here is asking is the funds accessible to him after the verification is complete?
No, it's not. So I made that explanation also. So guess what? One of the things, and just to also allay your fears, I'm going to answer your next question. What should potentially become your next question? I'm going to answer that. So now the fund is not accessible to you after the verification is done. We called it security deposit. But of course, if you choose not to become a merchant anymore, that fund is readily available to you. And that's why we made mention of liquidity. It's just see it as your initial investment getting into a business, but then this is not investment that you use to purchase an asset, but basically something that you just have like your, say, base capital, right? We have deliberately ensured to make our security deposit asset that we require from you to be a stable coin. So you can't exactly say that your coin or your asset is losing value. You maintain the value, whatever real value it has at the point you are depositing it is the same thing you maintain at the point you choose to maybe withdraw your security deposit and maybe cease to become a merchant. And of course, there's a lot of freedom, and that's what we are preaching, the freedom of money. You could choose to become a merchant for 6 months, and maybe for whatever reason you have needs to do something with your fund, you exit the merchant program for another 1 month, and then you come back and say, hey guys, I'm sorry, I think I'm done, I've sorted whatever I needed to do, I want to continue enjoying my merchant benefit. We are always our arms are always open to have you back. So that's it. I hope I answered your question. You don't have access to that funds once you, as long as you stay as a merchant, but you
Yeah.
can see it. Let me add this. You can see it such that you do not think that Binance is trading with your funds. We don't trade with users' funds. You can see it right in your wallet, frozen, and you can be sure that once you need it, we just release it to you to have access to it.
Super. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of questions are actually popping up around that. Just two more questions, and we'll call it a day. I don't want this to be too long. Someone is asking, Hamad Amin is asking, will my merchant identity be revoked if I stop trading for a long time?
Yes, yes, it will. It will. Depending on the market you're in, we do a monthly review of our merchant activities. What does that mean? We also want to, there are a lot of people in the merchant queue, and there are a lot of it's the P2P marketplace is very competitive. We want to, as much as possible, know the number of active merchants we have, understand your experiences, and also be able to improve the values we add to you as a user. Like I said to you, everything we do in Binance is directly focused on our users. And if you are not active, we are not able to make any decision on you. But again, if we suddenly notice that you stop being active, we try to make deliberate decision to reach out to you to understand the reason you have not been trading. It's a marketplace. You can't open a shop. It's also not profitable for anyone for you to just open a shop, for instance. You put goods there and you lock it up. So it's
Super.
either you come to market every day, you open your store ready to do business, or we encourage you or discourage you from just tying your asset down at security deposit with us, as it may be, and use it to do maybe some other things.
All right, super. I think that's the wrap. I think that's like the last questions I'll take for today. Thank you so much, Sean. Except you want to any last words from your side. So we can wrap this up.
Yeah, last word is Binance is, we care a lot about you, and we of course want to ensure that you have the best experience. You may not be able to speak with us directly like this, but our customer support works 24 hours, and we are always ready to answer questions, your inquiries, as a new user, and of course support you to ensure that you have the best experience, that your trades are swiftly completed, and your security at all times on our platform. So feel free to reach out. Complete, if you have not downloaded the Binance app, please do complete your verification. If you have questions, direct them to our customer support. They will definitely answer you. And those that requires our direct attention, you can be sure that we are also part of the customer support team. Would also be responding to you directly. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Cheryl. And the last one from my side is we recently launched in more countries, Binance P2P. Right, if you're in Liberia, you're in Gambia, you're in Sierra Leone, you're in Mauritania, you're in Cape Verde, you can actually access the Binance P2P platform. First, you can sign up as a merchant and get yourself onboarded based on the step by step that Sean just shared. And you, as a user, now you can actually trade on the Binance P2P platform in your country. All right. This video will be shared across, and you can always access this video on the Binance Africa YouTube channel, where you can go back and rewatch, especially for those that are just joining us right now. Binance Africa is huge on community. Binance as a brand is basically community driven, and good thing that the Binance P2P team have a huge support team that are open to support you in terms of any kind of dispute that you might have. We've made the platform as safe proven as possible of scammers. You hardly see any scammers on Binance B2B platform, right? We've weed those ones out, and thanks to the team working from at the back end. And thank you guys from our side. It's been a pleasure and see you on the next webinar. Bye, guys.